All right, guys. Hello there, and welcome to another edition of Pirates Baseball here on Dr. Delay. I, of course, am Dr. Delay, and we've got an exciting game, an exciting series, and I'll tell you why. Well, it's because it's Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and I know it's not necessarily football, but hey, it's still, some bad tensions between the two fan bases, and of course, Orioles Birdwatcher covering the Orioles. So again, it's my guy or my team versus his team. So that's pretty cool. So hopefully I'll have some bragging rights after the conclusion of these three games on Thursday. So again, it should be a decent series. I know the Pirates have struggled on the road, but again, the Orioles have also struggled all year, kind of like the Pirates. Again, it's been a battle of two young but also very disappointing teams looking for a much better 2026. So they're just kind of looking to get through this season. For the Pirates today, we have Mike Burrows on the mound. He has a 2-4 record, a 4.08 ERA, a whip of a 1.26. Last 7 appearances, though, 1-1 with a 3.94 ERA in his last appearance was against the Dodgers, where he had 3 innings. If I remember correctly, maybe I'm not remembering correctly. Okay, ignore what I'm saying. He pitched well against the Dodgers. I just can't remember if he was allowing a lot of stuff happening. I can't remember. I'm probably mixing up him and someone else. So yeah, he'll be on the mound. Not a bad pitcher at all. Again, a 4.08 ERA on the season. For the starting lineups for the Pirates, Triolo, he's going to be at short. Horwitz, he'll be at first. Reynolds in right. Pham in left. McCutchen is DHing. Cruz is in center. Davis is catching. And Devaney is going to be at third. For the home team, the Orioles, they will send out Kyle Bradish. He is 0-1 with a 3.60 ERA. Hasn't really pitched much this year. His whip is really good. In his 2 appearances, his 2 starts. First start against Boston, 6 innings, 2 earned, 10 strikeouts. So that's pretty darn good. And against the Padres on September 1st, 4 innings, 2 earned, not as long, but again, still 5 strikeouts. That's over, a strikeout an inning. So very solid. So he definitely has some stuff. Can the Pirates make contact with? Starting lineup for the Orioles. You're going to have Holiday. He's at second. Jackson in right. Henderson at short. Mountcastle is DHing. Cowser in center. Vassallo is catching. Rivera at third. Beavers in left. And Mayo, he's going to be at first. So that is your 2 teams today. Again, Pirates, Orioles. Hopefully it's a good one. Make sure, of course, if you're here, make sure to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. For some more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. This is what I've been doing for Pirates, for mostly Pirates, I should say, since opening day. I've been here since the Marlins fiasco, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So again, appreciate you guys for hanging out today. We're about a minute away from the first pitch, but I don't know. They haven't even showed the field yet or anything like that, so they might not even be warming up yet. So we might actually be a few more minutes away. So we'll see how it goes. Good evening, Jason. How's it going? I'm just ready for some baseball, ready for some Pirates baseball. As again, Pirates, Orioles, teams that again have had a very disappointing 2025. The Orioles, again, high expectations, especially after last year's playoff appearance. But falling short, 66 and 77 on the year. Their home record, actually a losing record, 33 and 38. So very interesting there. The road record for the Pirates, not good, 22 and 47 overall. They're 64 and 80. Really solid home team. Nice if they can play away from PNC, but apparently not. But again, 2 very disappointing years for them. But hey, you know what? Maybe it's a better 2026 as Bradish is on the mound still warming up. We'll go ahead and show you the leadoff batter, Jared Triolo. Batting .225, OPS of .669, 5 homers and 20 RBIs. Has been much better since the All-Star break. His OPS really, it started with 5 a lot of the times. I was announcing it, prior to July. So that's exciting. Last 7 games, he has struggled a little bit. OPS going back in the 500s. But if you look a little bit further back, the OPS in the last month he's played is north of 800 last 15 games in the 900s. And he's been pretty solid, though, again, for the series against the Brewers. He did struggle, as did the whole Pirates lineup. So, hopefully we get a bounce-back performance against a team that has struggled to pitch and pitch well. But, again, this guy tonight, Bradish, seems to be a much better option than what the Orioles have had. So it looks like we're about to get ready in Baltimore. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, NFL rivalry, not so much in the MLB, but hey, here we go as the first pitch is in there for a called strike. 95 right down the middle. No Greg Brown, no Joe Block. It's going to be someone else. I'm not familiar with him. But at least Neil Walker's the color guy, so he's pretty good. 0-1 count, Bradish rocks and fires. Triolo hits this right, and that's going foul. So very quickly, 2 pitches, 2 strikes, 0-2 count. Pirates going to win. I hope so. Let me know if you guys, the audio sounds better. I am using my wife's little cover here. That should limit the p sound, and stuff like that. It's a breaking ball in the dirt, by the way, 1-2. So hopefully this works. 1-2 count to Jared Triolo. First game of the day. I think this is the earliest game. Like a 5:35 start time. As that's a swing and a miss. He struck him out 6:35, of course, if you're on the Eastern time zone. So Triolo down on strikes. Breaking ball in the dirt. Couldn't lay off. Sounds good. That's good. Or sounds fine. That will bring up Spencer Horwitz, batting .258, OPS of .722, 7 homers and 39 RBIs. Bradish sets and delivers. Horwitz hits this to right center, and the center fielder not able to get there. Kalzer unable to get there in time, so Horwitz taking this to right center. That's a double. That is a 1-out double, and that will bring up Brian Reynolds, who is closing in on the OPS of 750. That is, again, that magic number I kind of said at the All-Star break, like, hey, if this guy can finish with an OPS of 750, he would have really found his swing and have really taken things off, and he has. He's been much better, batting average of .248, OPS of 720, 715 homers and 70 RBIs. Bradish delivers. That is outside for ball 1. Denny, how's it going? Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, indeed. Last 7 games, OPS of actually over 1,000. Last 30 games, an OPS of about 934. So, again, very solid. As here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, that is inside for ball 2. There's a lot of sports media saying Jackson Dart should start over Russell Wilson immediately in week 2 or in week 3. Do you agree with Dart should start immediately? No. Disagree. Thank you for the question, though. I love talking about football. Can talk it all day, every day. 2-0 count. Bradish delivers. That is a fastball low for ball 3. Bradish maybe a little bit rattled with that double, or it's making good contact on that double. The 3-0 to Reynolds, who again has been pretty hot at the plate. 3-0. Bradish looks over at second, kicks and deals. That is upstairs, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk for Brian Reynolds. Again, Reynolds has just been much better. This is the Reynolds that we have all expected, that we all know and love, as that will bring up Tommy Pham. Been playing again since, well, a little bit before the All-Star break, but he's been playing very good since. Batting .261, OPS of 718, 8 homers and 49 RBIs. Bradish sets, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. Has struggled in the last 7 games. I guess he has cooled off. OPS of 748 last month. And again, he was very good at one point. Last 30 games, OPS of about 1,000. Here's the 0-1. Bam, pops it up. And looks like the third baseman, Rivera, is going to make the catch for out number 2. That's unfortunate. All right, 2 away for the Pirates. That will bring up Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen's batting .244, OPS of 725, 13 homers and 52 RBIs. Last 7 games, an OPS of 737. Last 30, 785. Again, he's been pretty consistent. As Bradish sets. Looks back at second, rocks and fires. Taking, and that's going to be at the knees for a called strike. You heard Bubba didn't look too good. I heard the same thing. I think he got rocked on Sunday. What I heard. While we were watching that amazing Steelers and Jets game. Of course, I was calling it right here on the channel. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be fouled back, so very quickly 0-2. And a 1-out double by Horwitz, and then Reynolds walking, but I don't know, it's trending in the direction that the Pirates may put up a 0. The count is 0-2 to Andrew McCutchen. Bradish sets. Looks back at second. Rocks and fires. Ground ball and diving attempt by Henderson, but he's not going to get through. And Horwitz is going to score. Look at that, a 2-out RBI single for Andrew McCutchen. Gunner was diving, but just couldn't get there in time. McCutchen coming through. Ground ball in between the shortstop and the third baseman. That'll bring up Nick Gonzalez. Gonzalez batting .276, OPS of 699, 5 homers and 23 RBIs. OPS of 610 last 7 games. Yeah, definitely is that OPS drop. Bradish delivers. That's going to be hit right up the middle, but a second baseman is there to make the play for out number 3. But hey, the Pirates open up the scoring with a 2-out single by Andrew McCutchen, bringing home Horwitz. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The Pirates lead the Orioles 1-0 here in Baltimore. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out today. Make sure, of course, as always, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Definitely subscribe to the channel, as it's a growing channel. And again, we started, really hacking this YouTube thing in March with the play-by-plays. And, again, I've been here. If you're a Pirates fan, definitely subscribe. Again, a lot of Pirates. Pirates are the most featured team on the channel by far. So definitely do that. And, of course, football is also a thing that I do here as well. I love football. What's up, Doctor? Just drop it in quickly before bowling. Good luck. Good luck with the bowling. And go Pirates. Thank you very much, Chris. Good luck tonight. I would not be good at bowling. I mean, I bowl in between the 140s and, 180s, which, again, I know that's good, but compared to, like, the professionals. Orioles fan 1972. What's up, Dr. DeLay? Well, how's it going, Orioles fan 1972? How are you doing? Thank you for stopping on by. To be honest, I didn't think I'd get many Orioles fans tonight. Of course, I do appreciate you stopping on by. Maybe if you're watching Orioles Bird Watcher, again, he's definitely, I wouldn't say we're affiliated with each other, but we know each other, kind of, through the YouTube. But yeah, appreciate you for stopping on by. How are you doing? Andrew be clutching. He does, Denny. He is good. He is so good. Again, the starting pitcher for the Pirates is Mike Burrows. 2-4 with a 4.08 ERA. That is your guy. Jackson Holiday will be at the plate. Doctor, I have a free spot on my bench. Chase. Oh, dude, why is Chase Brown not on a team? As here's the pitch to Holiday, and Holiday hits this right, but that is a foul ball. Holiday for the season batting .248, OPS of 710, 17 homers, 53 RBIs. Why is Breece Hall also available? What the heck? Just realized that. You have two solid options there. Jeez, for halfback, why in the world are both those guys available? As Burrows kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is low, as it's 1-1. Good evening, Brandon. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there, man. I'm just hanging in there. The average last year was 175. Yeah, you'd probably beat me. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. The count is 1-2. And if you're just joining us, Pirates up 1-0. Had one run in the first, thanks to Andrew McCutcheon. Here's the 1-2. It's Holiday pokes this up the middle, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Cruz is there and tosses it in. So a leadoff single for Jackson Holiday and the Orioles. From one Jackson to another, that will bring up Jeremiah Jackson. Batting .305, OPS of 825, 4 homers, and 17 RBIs. He was called up apparently not too long ago in August 1st, so congratulations to Jackson. Working his way through and getting called up to the show, as that's going to be upstairs ball 196 on the fastball. I don't know, that's what I was just... Well, you might need to drop some people. Pick up both of them. That's all I'm going to say. 1-0 count to Jackson. Jackson Holiday at first. Jeremiah Jackson at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 90-mile-per-hour slider. Couldn't make contact. 1-1. SGA, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by, SGA. It's all good. It's all good. Again, I have a certain style here. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be chopped foul. I try to be PG. I mean, honestly, I don't really even swear and all that stuff in real life. I don't really do that. So I know all the other channels, they do it. You know, everyone's free to do that on this channel. I'm not going to do that. It also makes me stand out a little bit. Here's the 1-2. That'll be outside for ball 2. Could get both. I don't know. You need to send me a screenshot of your team again. Because I don't know. It seems like you need both. 2-2 count to Jackson. Again, Holiday is at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. The Pirates do lead 1-0. Burrows looks over at first. Rocks and fires. That's going to be poked and hit foul. You know, it's right during hockey season. If you're passionate about something, you might have a little bit more passionate language. Hopefully the Penguins are good. From what I understand, they're still in the rebuild kind of thing. 2-2 count. Burrows delivers. Ground ball, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Reynolds is charging in, and he's going to throw to second. And the Orioles might be giving the Pirates some trouble here, as that is runners on first and third. Runners on the corners with nobody out. That will bring up Gunnar Henderson. He's batting .274. OPS of 795, 16 homers, and 61 RBI. So the Orioles are hungry, looking for some runs, trying to match the Pirates. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1. 0-1 counts. I don't know if Henderson asked for time or not, because nothing counting or nothing. He didn't move. Oh well. Burrows sets. Kicks and deals. It's an off-speed pitch. That is low. So the count is even at 1-1. Thoughts on the Niners waiving Jake Moody? Well, Jake Moody just hasn't been good. I don't really blame him. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be hit foul. So it's 1-2. And if you're just tuning in, it's runners on the corners With nobody out here in the bottom of the first, the Pirates do lead 1-0, but the Orioles trying to make sure that was just a temporary lead there. Rose shaking the sign, looks over at first. He comes to a set. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out 96 upstairs. Henderson chased it. That was huge. As that will bring up Ryan Mountcastle. He's batting .260, OPS of .673, 5 homers, and 30 RBIs in his last 7 appearances. OPS of .625. So a chance for the double play. Hopefully that happens, but we'll see what happens. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. 96 on the fastball. District Nation, how's it going? How's it going? I'll call you a young man. Still old. Still young. How are you doing? The doc is in calling this Pirates-Orioles game as Burrows kicks and deals. And Mountcastle hits this to center. Cruz, though, just shy of the warning track as he's going to make the catch. And Cruz was jogging in like he thought it was the end of the inning. But it doesn't matter. Again, he was going to score anyway. So, sacrifice fly works as the game is now tied 1-1. That will bring up Colton Cowser. Cowser is batting .209, OPS of .669, 13 homers and 34 RBIs in his last 7 appearances, an OPS of just .481. Burrows looks over at first. Comes to a set, kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 1. After we had 4 starting tight ends in fantasy get hurt. What? Those kickers. Oh, geez, Draven, it sounds like you're going through it over there. 1-0 count to Cowser. Burrows sets. Kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 97 right down the middle. Dr. House calling high school football. It's going. It's going pretty good. They are better than last year's team, which isn't really saying much. They're 0-2, but they are showing a lot of promise. I think in a few years they have a lot of young players, so I think they'll be good in a few years. Here's the 1-1. That's going to be chopped foul off of Davis. So it's 1-2. But yeah, I'll keep doing that though. Of course, it's only 2 weeks down and 8 more games, 9 weeks to go. Let's see. Hey, in the future, if I make more money doing this, though, I will do this. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So it really could have been much worse, but Burrow's doing a good job of limiting the damage. As we head to the top of the second, it is 1-1 here in Baltimore. Actually, which person is most influential over your life? Your mom? Both of them, really. They have both. I have very great parents. Very lucky. Will I see that all the time? No, I will not. But definitely grown to appreciate them more as I've gotten older. I think that's just everybody, though, honestly. Everyone feels that way. Like, should have listened, or hey, I didn't realize they were. Anyway, but yeah, no, that's both of them. I can't really pick one or the other. They're awesome. Of course, again, it's the end of the first inning. First off, I do appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure to leave a like, hit the like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, this is what I do. You can look at my history here, my live section. That is what I do. Of course, again, appreciate all the donors, all the members of the channel. Thank you very much for your support. That is definitely awesome. Of course, Coffee Beans is the scoreboard sponsor, so head over to the scoreboard. Thank you, Coffee Beans, for sponsoring the segment. The Indians lead 1-0 over the Royals in the top of the second. Nationals 3, Marlins nothing in the bottom of the first, nothing in Philadelphia in the bottom of the first, and apparently that's it. So again, this was the early game, so still got a while to go. Doctor, how do you feel about the apparent Jabril Peppers? Honestly, he's not that great, but what are we gonna do? I mean, we don't really have many options. That will bring up O'Neal Cruz as we're about to start off the top of the second. He's batting .201, OPS of 686, 19 homers, and 56 RBIs. His last 7 games, OPS of 431, as that is going to be low in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 count. 1-1 is your score here in the top of the second between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Bradish sets, rocks and fires. That is low, as it's 2-0. 2-0 count. Bradish, rocks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 3. Bradish looking like he's trying to get Cruz to chase. You got to go. All right. Hey, appreciate you stopping by, Draven. You have a good one. 3-0 count to Cruz. Bradish delivers. That is a fastball on the inside corner. 3-1. To O'Neal Cruz. Bradish kicks and deals. Ground ball to second. Throws to first, gets him by a step as Cruz was booking it for out number 1. That will bring up Henry Davis. Davis batting .166, OPS of 524, 6 homers and 20 RBIs. OPS of 230 in his last 7, so not really that great. Dr. DeLay. That's going to be hit foul. Taking your cat to the vet today is black and white cat, tuxedo cat, 16 weeks. The greatest companion. Yeah, cats are pretty cool. Cats are neat. I like my cats. I don't know if I like anyone else. Cats are kind of bratty. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Cats are cats. Hey, my friend, how are you doing tonight? I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. Kenneth, how are you doing? Well, yeah, I guess you just said you're doing good. That is good to hear, or good to read. Appreciate you stopping on by. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball outside. He struck him out. So 2 away, and that will bring up Cam Devaney. Batting .167, OPS of 433, no homers, 1 RBI. Is a doctor, and he's currently at delay. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Talking about me or not, that's going to be upstairs, ball 1. Mike is acting up, huh? I don't know, we'll see. 1-0 count to Cam Devaney. Bradish rocks and fires. That's going to be in there for a called strike. One and one, Bradish sets. Kicks and deals. Ground ball, and that's going foul. One and two. 1-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on. Pirates and Orioles 1-1 here in Baltimore as Bradish comes to a set. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Nothing doing for the Pirates, so we head to the bottom of the second. Your score is 1-1 here in Baltimore. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out tonight. Make sure, again, to leave a like. Hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. DeLay. That's what I do. This is what I do. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow for Game 2. Same time as well. So 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. That's where I'm located in the Central Time Zone. But yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. I'll be back. Of course, I do bounce around, and I will be covering the MLB postseason as well. And of course, if you're just a Pittsburgh fan or whatnot, I do cover Steelers, as well as another game that is chosen by the subscribers of the channel on Sunday. So definitely subscribe. Again, 2 NFL games every Sunday, potentially up to 4. But we're not there yet. But that'll be pretty fun. That will be pretty fun. Due up for the Orioles will be Basallo, Rivera, and Beavers. Go ahead and just say Samuel's stuff right now. Batting 204 OPS of 672. 2 homers and 9 RBIs. Travis, how's it going? You're back. Back from yesterday. Yeah, it was a good win for the Giants. The audio is cutting in and out. If anyone else is hearing that, please let me know. Yeah, I have no idea what in the world you're talking about. Again, if anyone else definitely hears it, make sure to let me know. But we're going to go ahead and take care of that, guys. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be a ground ball, and that's going foul. Oh, never mind. He was snagged. Oh, I apologize. I'm kind of focused on some other things. That apparently was an out. My apologies. 1 out for the Orioles. Emmanuel Rivera at the plate, batting .269, OPS of 623, no homers and 12 RBIs. As Burrows delivers. That is just outside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Burrows kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. One and one. Here is the pitch. That is outside for ball 2. Two and one. Here's the pitch. Rivera hits this to center. And Cruz is there to make the catch for out number 2. You doing Giants night? No, I am not. No, sir. No, sir. Possibly, I really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But we could possibly be back tomorrow. I'm not too sure. Beavers at the plate, batting .291, OPS of 844. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. 1 homer and 6 RBIs. Oh, and 1 count. Burrows delivers. That's going to be hit to left, and that is going foul. Oh, and 2. Burrows rocks and fires. That's going to be low for ball 1. What's up, Coffee Beans? How's it going? Well, I was told there were some audio issues, so that's why I was just wondering what in the world was going on. 1 and 2. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. Very quick inning for both Pirates and the Orioles. Nothing doing for each, so we head to the top of the 3rd. Your score is 1-1 here in Baltimore. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging on out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. After the first inning, Phillies 2-0 over the Mets. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm monitoring, and now the cover does indeed dampen the thing, but I'm sure that's fine. So if I do need to get it a little bit louder, I'm sure just. But yeah, very interesting. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play. And, of course, again, it is a commercial break, or at least the end of the inning. So, again, I do got to thank all the members. Thank you very much for your support. And, of course, Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans is our commercial break sponsor. So, again, thank you, Coffee Beans, for your support. As the Indians lead the Royals 1-0 in the top of the third. 1-0 there in the top of the third. The Nationals leading the Marlins 3-0 as they head to the bottom of the second. The Phillies up 2-0 on the Mets. That was provided by Christopher earlier. That is it. Again, not many games happening. CeeLo said hello to you, Dr. Lane. Well, hello to CeeLo. I've yet to really talk to CeeLo. Appreciate that. CeeLo's like a NASCAR guy that also does the Braves. Definitely got a big following. Pretty neat. Everything's good. That's awesome. Thank you, Coffee Beans. Appreciate it. And as far as score prediction for the Giants, Diamondbacks, I don't know. I really couldn't provide that there, Travis. It could go either way. As Triolo is at the plate, he's 0 for 1. Bradish kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1. One count to Jared Triolo as we begin the top of the third inning. Bradish rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike. 0-2. Small world, right, Hammer? I know, Hammer, you said that you watch a lot of CeeLo. That's cool. That's neat. Needs to know. As here's the 0-2. That's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. I haven't really watched too much of him. I'm more focused on, Rhino, JJ, Pure Adrenaline, Orioles Bird Watcher now. Acting with a lot. 1-2 count. Bradish rocks and fires. Triolo hits this to center. It looks like Calzer didn't have to move, as that is out number 1. You're back. Well, thank you. Again, I was just making sure the audio was fine, so thank you. You're free to do whatever. Always. As Horowitz stepping up to the plate, he is 1 for 1. Of course, he had that double earlier. 1 out here in the top of the third, nobody on. Bradish sets. Rocks and fires. Horowitz pops it up. Shallow left, the left fielder booking it, and he will make the catch. He will make the catch, route number 2. That will bring up Brian Reynolds. Again, already 2 outs, just like that. Reynolds batting .248, OPS of 728, 15 homers and 70 RBIs. Again, he walked in the first. So I am cutting out. Okay, well then what in the world? It might be this. That'd probably be Here's the pitch. That is going to be hit to left, and that is a foul ball. You hear me? Is that better? 0-1 count. Here is the pitch. That's going to be a foul tip. I don't know what in the world's going on. There's a little conversation here with the umpire. Worse, yeah, I see that. I don't know. Okay, well, this might not be a good stream. I don't know what's going on. I put on this thing here. The umpires are getting together. Apparently, it was a controversial check swing here. Did he make contact? Did he not? Okay, again, I'm just trying to adjust all the stuff here. Do apologize for that, though. Again, it is an 0-2 count, so it looks like the Pirates weren't able to win any appeals there. So 0-2. I guess I got to make sure I keep this mic right in front of my mouth the whole time. 0-2. Bradish sets. Rocks and fires. That is low, as it's 1-2. 1-2 counts. Here's the pitch. That is going to be inside, as it's 2-2. Yeah, I have it very sensitive now, so I don't know. No idea. 2-2 count. Bradish. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Down goes Reynolds. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Your score is 1-1. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys. Sorry for all the technical difficulties. I tried to upgrade everything with the mic and all that, but apparently it was not a success. I should take it off, but I don't know. I should. I probably should. Once again, folks, appreciate it. Again, make sure to like and subscribe, and we're going to go ahead and go back to what it was. That's what we're going to do. All right, I have removed the cover, and maybe, again, you'll hear a lot more, like other stuff, but hopefully it's not a problem. How do they score it? Well, the Pirates, Andrew McCutchen, with the ground ball, and that was able to knock in Horwitz, and the Orioles, Mountcastle with the sacrifice fly, that brought in Holiday. Yeah, I don't know, Coffee. I don't know. I just took it off. We're going to go back to the roots here. So, probably a lot more audio now, but it is what it is. Again, Kobe Mayo, I'm not too sure. He's going to be the batter here in the bottom of the third inning. He's batting 190, OPS of 602, 7 homers, and 21 RBIs. And I'll review the footage, by the way, as well, so I'll see what was happening. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I see that now. I see that now, Coffee. All right, we're just cutting back to action there, and Mayo with the bunt up to first, but apparently Horwitz was there to get there in time. I don't know what in the world. Terrible broadcast here by mine and, of course, Pittsburgh Sportsnet. So, all right, one out already in the bottom of the third. Jackson Holiday, batting 249, OPS of 712. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. 17 homers and 53 RBIs. How the Phillies, I believe, are up 2-0. Here is the 0-1. Breaking ball, that is outside, as it's 1-1. 1-1 count to Holiday. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. Gonzalez has it. Throws to first for out number 2. So, again, 2 quick outs for both these teams. That'll bring up Jeremiah Jackson. He's batting .311, OPS of 835, 4 homers and 17 RBIs. Hope they're cooking the Mets. Right now, they're up. The Phillies, again, I believe they're the home team as well. As here is the pitch. That is upstairs for ball 1. 1-0 count to Jeremiah Jackson. Again, he's 1 for 1 so far in this one. 1-0. is the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball below the zone. Strike one. Angel, how's it going? Good to see you again. Let's go Pirates. You got money on them today. Well, hopefully they come through. Hopefully, I don't know. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That is in there at the knees for a called strike. 1-2. 1-2 count to Jackson. Burrows waiting until the last second apparently to deliver, as here is the 1-2. Check this swing. Did he go? And he did. Strike three called. Again, very quick back-to-back innings for these pitchers. As we head to the top of the fourth, it's still 1-1 here in Baltimore. Appreciate you as well, Angel. Again, appreciate all you guys for hanging out. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties earlier. I tried to get a mic cover so that way it would help, but apparently it was an epic fail. So we'll monitor that going forward. So we're back to the usual. Once again, folks, appreciate it. And again, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Lay. And again, I do thank you guys for just clicking on the live stream, really just giving me a chance to possibly win you guys over for that subscribe button. Again, it is free. You don't have to pay a dime. And, of course, again, thank you to all the members and the donors. Appreciate you guys a lot. And, of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor. So we'll definitely shout her out as we're about to go across Major League Baseball, which not much has really happened yet. The Indians, they lead the Royals 1-0 as they head to the bottom of the fourth. The Nationals, they lead 3-1 over the Marlins in the bottom of the second. The Phillies lead 2-0 over the Mets in the bottom of the second. And the Astros, they're up 2-0 over the Blue Jays as they are beginning that one in the bottom of the first. Actually, no, those games just started here. Tigers and Yankees 0-0, and Cubs and the Braves at 0-0. Due up for the Pirates will be Pham, McCutchen, and Gonzalez. Can tell you that Pham is 0 for 1 in this one. Spending .260 OPS of 716, 8 homers, and 49 RBIs, as I'm seeing everybody over there with hoodies and jackets. I'm like, oh my gosh, where is that? I need that over here. I need that here in Texas. As Bradish delivers, that is in there for a called strike. Again, it's been quick innings these past two innings for the Pirates and the Orioles. 0-1 count. Bradish rocks and fires. Check this swing. That is low. 1-1. 1-1 is the count. Bradish rocks, sets, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Again, if you're just joining in, it's 1-1 here in Baltimore. All the 2 runs were scored in the first inning. Nothing doing for either team since. As here's the 1-2. Pham fouls this one back. Again, Pham has been a different player since, late June, but he has kind of come back down to earth as Bradish rocks and fires. Breaking ball, that got away. That's to the backstop, but no one's on base to really take advantage. 2-2. Once again, 2-2 count to Tommy Pham. Again, we're just starting the top of the fourth. Nobody on, nobody out. Bradish kicks and deals. That is upstairs, ball 3. Yeah, I really appreciate you doing this. All right, well, catch you later, Travis. Good luck, of course, with the Giants. The Giants Diamondbacks tonight. 3-2 count. Bradish sets. Rocks and fires. That is inside for ball 4. Fan bat flips the walk. So, again, that's probably the first base runner since the first inning. Yeah, I think so. And that'll bring up Andrew McCutchen, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI, batting .245, OPS of .728, 13 homers, and 53 RBIs. Oh, my gosh, I hear myself in the background. Here's the pitch. That is going to be hit foul. I don't know why in the world did that. Apologies for those technical difficulties. 0-1 count to McCutchen. Bradish looking for another pitch. Looks over at first. He comes to a set. Checks on him again. Checks on him again. And fires. McCutchen hits this to right. Just shy of the warning track. And Jackson's going to make the catch. All right, that will bring up Nick Gonzalez. He's batting .275, OPS of .698, 5 homers and 23 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 in this one. Again, a runner on first with 1 out. Bradish looks over and a pickoff attempt, but Pham is back safe and sound. Bradish sets, looks over at first, kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 count to Gonzalez. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's been really nothing doing since the first inning. Runners, I mean, the Pirates and Orioles able to push people across as that's hit to left. Left fielder coming on in and will make the catch for round number 2. Two away for the Pirates. That will bring up Henry Davis. Davis, 0 for 1. Batting .165, OPS of .522, 6 homers and 20 RBIs. This is timeout. Wait a second. That's going to be hit foul. I'm sorry. I guess I jumped the gun. It's Cruz, not Davis. It's Cruz. I'm off tonight. My bad, guys. Cruz is 0 for 1. And it's an 0-1 count. Again, that was a foul ball. 201 OPS of .685, 19 homers, and 56 RBIs. Unbelievable. (0-1) to Cruz. Bradish looks over at first. Sets. Rocks and fires. That is upstairs. Almost hit him in the face. 1-1. (1-1) count to Oneil Cruz. Bradish comes to a set. And a pickoff attempt, and Pham is once again safe and sound. Once again safe and sound. Olga, you're doing great. I don't know. I definitely know I'm not, but I appreciate the kind words. Definitely have had better nights. 1-1 counts. Hopefully we'll get better right here, right now. 1-1 count. Bradish sets. Rocks and fires. Cruz hits this to left, and that is going foul. One and two, 2 outs, 1 man on. He's at first. Cruz at the plate. Bradish fires. Breaking ball. That gets away, but not too far away as Pham is just going to stay at first. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Nothing. Let's go Cruz. Yeah, Cruz would he would need something. Again, it's been a rough stretch for O'Neal Cruz. Probably the worst of his career. That's another pickoff attempt, but Pham didn't really have to move much. So 2-2 count. 2 outs. Runner on first. Cruz at the plate. Bradish sets. Looks over at first. Kicks and deals. That is upstairs, ball 3. So 3-2. Davis would be due up. Bradish looks over at first. Looks over again. And delivers. That's going to be chopped foul. As Cruz is just hanging in there, just fighting it off. This inning, honestly, already lasting as long as the other last 2 combined, but not really much happening. 3-2 count. Bradish rocks and fires. Ground ball, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Pham is rounding second, heading for third. So look at that. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. The Pirates with an opportunity here, as that will bring up Henry Davis. Davis, again, as I said earlier, when I thought he was at the plate, when he wasn't. He's batting .165, OPS of .522, 6 homers and 20 RBIs. Again, runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. This is an opportunity for the Pirates. Can Davis knock one through? Bradish sets. Kicks and deals. Ground ball to short, and Henderson tosses it to second for out number 3. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So nothing doing there for the Pirates despite the base runners. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning where the score is still 1-1. So once again, folks, appreciate it. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. Hopefully we get it going now. Again, make sure to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. This is what I do. Again, it's a lot of Pirates on the channel. I do bounce around, of course, and we'll be doing the postseason. So today is actually game number 129. I know it says 130 on there, but that's including tomorrow's Pirates Orioles game. I'm really upset that I had to change, I'll show you, and I'm really bothered by it. I had to change the thumbnail yellow background for the Pirates, and I'm really upset that the Orioles had to make me do it because of the orange outline on the Orioles bird head. It is what it is, but it just would have looked pretty bad if I went with the orange background and black secondary. And I could have kept it black and yellow, but then you need another color there to pop, Anyway, that's just me kind of. Hopefully the Pirates can beat the Birds because of that, just because they maybe change it. So hopefully that's the only team that makes me do that. Or maybe next year I'll have a different style of thumbnail. I don't know. But yeah, again, appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it again for hanging out. To make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play. Due up for the Orioles is Henderson, Mountcastle, and Cowser. Henderson's batting .274, OPS of .794, 16 homers and 61 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 in this one. As here's the pitch. Breaking ball that is outside for ball 1. 1-0 count to Henderson. Burrows delivers. That is in there for a called strike. 1-1. Burrows begins the windup, and here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 2. 97 on the fastball. Just missing. 2-1. Burrows delivers. Breaking ball, that is in the dirt, ball 3. Henderson trying to work something here. Again, there's really nothing going on the last 2 innings, and the Pirates were able to get something going there, so maybe the Orioles just going to match it inning for inning here, as here is the 3-1. Swing and a miss. That one was outside the zone. Henderson chased it. 86 on the radar gun. Count is 3-2. Burrows rocks and fires. That is inside, ball 4. And Henderson bat flips the walk. So, yeah, they're just matching the Pirates. Again, Pham with the bat flip of the walk. And that'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle. It's batting .260, OPS of .672, 5 homers and 31 RBIs. He had the sacrifice fly in the first. Again, a runner on first with nobody out. Burrows delivers. That is outside for ball 1. 1-0. Burrows looks over at first. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Breaking ball outside the zone. He chased it. 1-1. Burrows looks over at first. Sets. Kicks and deals. That is just low for ball 2. 96 below the zone. So 2-1. Burrows looks over at first. Sets. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Another breaking ball. Just breaking balls look pretty good tonight. Two and 2 count. Again, a runner on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 is your score here in Baltimore. Dr. Delay versus Orioles Birdwatcher. Which team will win? Hopefully it's my team. 2-2 count. Burrows fires. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball again. He struck him out. His slider has been very good tonight. It's been elite. This is Colton Cowser. He's batting .208 OPS of .667, 13 homers and 34 RBIs. Burrows sets and fires. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. Low in the dirt. 0-1. 0-1 count to Cowser. Burrows looks over at first. Henderson with a sizable lead. I'd watch that. Burrows delivers. That is outside. As it's 1-1. Bat flipping a walk. I'm amazing at watching pitches. Hey, you know, I think Henderson was just copying Pham, you know. Here's the 1-1. And Cowser hits this to center, and he slams the bat down in frustration as Cruz is there to make the catch for out number 2. That was right down the middle. Maybe that's why he was pretty upset. That will bring up Samuel Basallo. Basallo batting .200 OPS of .661, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. Made his debut less than a month ago. And it looks like the bullpen is up, and it's going to be Ashcraft and Sisk working in the bullpen as this is hit to left, and that is a foul ball. Kylie, how's it going? Good to see ya. Let's go, Bucks. Let's go Bucks indeed. 0-1 count to Basallo. Burrows comes to a set. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Throw to second, and he is safe. And I had a feeling, again, Henderson was taking some pretty big leads. It's only a matter of time. But, again, it's 0-2, so you just need to really focus on Basallo. Oh, what a lead there. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Honestly, for the lead he had and the jump he had, that was actually a very close play. Davis has an arm for sure. 0-2 count. Burrows looks back at second. Rocks and fires. That is in the dirt, ball one. Commentator just copying what I'm saying about, hey, Davis, you know, with that great jump, honestly made that a close play. Yep. I mean, I was all over that, sir. 1-2, here's the pitch. Called strike three at the knees. He struck him out. Basallo can't believe it as they walk back to the dugout. It's 1-1 here in Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. NFL rivalry, not so much a baseball one. Once again, folks, appreciate it for hanging out with me today. Let me call this game for you. Thank you for clicking on the live stream and giving me a chance to call this one for you. Make sure, if you like what you see, definitely leave a like. Hit that like button. And, of course, subscribe to the channel as well. Again, I do baseball. I've been doing baseball since opening day, so you have no worries. Like, you know, if you're going to subscribe to the channel and then I'm going to run away and never come back. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not just going to take your subscription that you don't have to pay for, by the way, and then run away. I'm not going to do that. No, I'll be here tomorrow. In fact, I already have the stream scheduled for Game 2 of Pirates and the Orioles. So definitely subscribe to the channel. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Of course, the members, thank you already. Again, I'm surprised I even have members. That's really cool. But yeah, shout you all out. Again, you guys have been awesome. Of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor. So again, thank you, Coffee Beans, for that. So we'll take a trip across Major League Baseball. Again, Coffee Beans sponsoring this segment. The Indians, they're up 2-0 on the Royals in the 5th inning. Nationals leading 3-1 over the Marlins in the top of the 4th. The Phillies over the Mets right now 4-0 as they head to the top of the 4th. The Yankees leading the Tigers 1-0 in the 2nd. Astros and the Blue Jays 2-0 in the 2nd. Cubs and the Braves 1-0 as they head to the bottom of the 2nd, and that is pretty much it. Again, this is the first game of the day, so not a surprise that we are much ahead of everyone, and not many games have really started. As Cam Devaney is going to be stepping up to the plate. He's 0 for 1, batting .158, OPS of .411, no homers and 1 RBI on the season. As here's the pitch, Devaney hits this to left. Left fielder on the run, and what a catch. Oh, man, Devaney sent it, gave it a good ride, but the left fielder, Beavers, with a nice jump, a nice run, nice catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Jared Triolo, who's batting .224, 663, 5 homers and 20 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 in this one. Bradish at 57 pitches, by the way, so far, very efficient. Could definitely go 7 if he keeps this up. Same thing with Burrows. He's honestly not too... hasn't pitched that many as Bradish. Kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. Oh, and 1 counts. Bradish fires. That is outside as it's 1-1. 1-1 count to Jared Triolo. Bradish sets, rocks, and fires. That is upstairs. 92 above the zone, 2-1. Two and one to Triolo. Bradish kicks and deals. Triolo hits this to short. Henderson is there, throws to first, gets him by a step for out number 2. That'll bring up Spencer Horwitz. Again, he's well, what was he actually? Yeah, he's 1 for 2. Knew he had the double. Spending 259, OPS of 726, 7 homers and 39 RBIs. Bradish rocks and fires. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Let's go Bucks again. We need something, but I don't know. Might have to wait another inning. Bradish kicks and deals. And Horwitz hits this to right, and Jackson is there on the run to make the catch for out number 3. Again, another quick inning, or half inning, I should say, as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Your score is 1-1. Pirates and the Orioles. I do have a poll up. The Pirates, 70% of you guys. Pirates, or 70% of you guys have the Pirates winning. 30% have the Orioles. And again, I'm interested to see. I feel like it's going to be mostly Pirates fans here because, again, the Orioles have a fantastic play-by-play guy on YouTube. So, yeah, no, I definitely think it's going to be mostly Pirates. So, again, I feel like that 30% were Pirates fans. Though, I guess there was an Orioles fan here. Yeah, Orioles, I believe it was Orioles fan 1972. I don't know if you're still here. Again, I had a lot of technical difficulties earlier, and I noticed that, yeah, people definitely saw that, and they headed on out. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them if I'm messing up. If the sound doesn't sound good. It is what it is. New pitcher for the Pirates, Braxton Ashcraft. He is 4-2 with a 2.44 ERA, a whip of a 1.19. Shocking to me that he's in the pen, but it is what it is. Last 7 appearances, 1-1 with a 2.73 whip of a 1.14. Again, he's been very good. Very good since he's been called up. But again, pitching isn't really the problem with the Pirates. It's hitting. Just getting all this stuff ready here. I don't know what in the world. All right, Emmanuel Rivera is going to be at the plate, batting .267, OPS of 618, no homers and 12 RBIs on the season. Guess there's a little bit of a technical difficulty here. I don't know, Ashcraft fixing the pitch comm. All right, looks like he's good. Never mind. That's Ashcraft. Kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. Rivera is 0 for 1 on the night. Ashcraft delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count to Emmanuel Rivera. Ashcraft rocks and fires. That is just outside for ball 1. Honestly, a pretty good job so far, and I want to say that because, you know, I've said that in the past, and the umpires then all of a sudden go haywire. But a really good job of calling strikes, balls and strikes today. Here's the 1-2. Checked his swing. That's in the dirt. Ball 2. So 2-2 to Rivera. Again, it's bottom of the 5th. Nobody on, nobody out. As Ashcraft kicks and deals. Checked his swing. Doesn't matter. He struck him out on the inside corner. And that will bring up Dylan Beavers. Spanning 286, OPS of 831, 1 homer and 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. 1-0 counts. Ashcraft kicks and fires. That is inside as it's 2-0. 2-0, Ashcraft delivers. That is in there for a called strike. Two and one. Ashcraft fires, and that is low for ball 3. So 3-1 to Dylan Beavers. Again, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Nobody on. Pirates and Orioles. It's 1-1 here in Baltimore. As here's the 3-1 ground ball, and that's hit foul. Count is full to Dylan Beavers. Made his debut not too long ago either, as that's going to be outside ball 4. So Beavers draws a walk. That'll bring up Colby Mayo, or Mayo, I don't know. I honestly don't even know. Spanning 189, OPS of 600, 7 homers and 21 RBIs. Again, a runner on first with 1 out. Ashcraft delivers. Swing and a miss as Mayo was swinging to the moon and beyond. Burrows exiting the game, by the way, only with 56 pitches and with a solid performance. 0-1 count. Ashcraft delivers, and that's going to be low for 1-1. Once again, a runner on first with 1 out. Ashcraft rocks and fires. That's going to be popped up. Davis running back and will not be able to make the catch, as that is a souvenir. Again, a battle between teams that are, I would say, have disappointing, very disappointing 2025 seasons. Looking ahead to 2026 already for a brighter tomorrow. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Chopped, and that's going back foul. 1-2 is the count. And looks like Mayo's actually going to ask for time. He was about to wind up, but 1-2 count, 1 out, runner on first. Ashcraft sets. Kicks and deals. Check the swing. Did he go? That was in the dirt. Appeal to first. He did not go. So it's 2-2. Break ball with a lot of break, but just not over the plate. Again, 2-2 is the count. He sets. Rocks and fires. That is in the dirt. Ball 3. Nice scoop by Davis. 94 in the dirt. Again, a runner on first, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 is your score. Orioles at the plate. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be hit to right, and that is going foul as Miles just trying to stay alive. Checks on the runner at first. Sets. Checks again. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. 97 on the inside corner. He struck him out. And that will bring up Jackson Holiday. Holiday is 1 for 2. He's batting .249, OPS of 712, 17 homers, and 53 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is hit to left, and that is going foul. 0-1. Ashcraft once again looks over. Comes to a set. Looks over again. Kicks and deals. That's going to be hits foul. So very quickly 0-2. Oh, and 2 count to Jackson Holiday. Ashcraft sets. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Beavers was on the run, but it didn't matter. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, the score here in Baltimore is 1-1, Pirates and the Orioles. So far, 4 men left on for the Pirates, 3 left on for the Orioles. 3 hits for the Pirates, 2 hits for the Orioles. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys again for hanging on out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you consider yourself a baseball fan. Appreciate you guys for hanging on out. As let's check over the scoring update. Again, brought to you by Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans, the sponsor of this segment. The Indians leading 2-0 over the Royals. Nationals, they lead 5-1 over the Marlins. Phillies, they lead 4-0 over the Mets in the top of the 5th. Yankees lead the Tigers 1-0. Cubs lead the Braves 2-0. Astros lead the Blue Jays 2-0. And the White Sox lead the Rays 1-0. Once again, folks, I'll be back on tomorrow evening for the same series, Pirates and the Orioles. Of course, again, I call mostly Pirates games. If you're not subscribed here and you're a Pirates fan, hey, it's a great deal. Again, I call mostly Pirates. I will bounce around from time to time, as last night I was calling Giants and the Diamondbacks. So that was that. And, of course, I love football. Love the Steelers. Call that as well. And, of course, a random game that is voted on by you guys, actually. But, yeah, again, it's mostly Pirates. And, of course, I'll be covering the NL side of the postseason with a little bit of AL, depending on how that day goes. Whenever we do return to action in Baltimore, it will be Brian Reynolds, who's from Baltimore. Batting .247, OPS of 728, 15 homers. And 70 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So hopefully we can get off to a good start here, as that's a swing and a miss. Breaking ball had him way out in front. 0-1. Again, Reynolds has been much better since the All-Star break. 0-1 count to Brian Reynolds. Bradish kicks and deals. That's going to be a tapper to second. Throws to first for out number 1. All right, that'll bring up Tommy Pham, who's 0 for 1 with a walk as well. He's batting .260, OPS of 718, 8 homers and 49 RBIs. Bradish sets. Kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. 0-1 count. Bradish rocks and fires. Ground ball. Oh, what a catch by Bradish. Wasn't quite a ground ball, it was just a low liner. And Bradish with an amazing play. Unbelievable. That was a great catch by the pitcher. That'll bring up Andrew McCutchen, who is 1 for 2 and an RBI tonight's batting. 245 OPS of 726, 13 homers, and 53 RBIs. As he delivers, breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. Bradish, again, very efficient, 68 pitches. Already with 2 outs in the 6th. I mean, shoot, the 8th inning is realistic here. As here's the 0-1. McCutchen hits this to center. And Cowser is there to make the catch for out number 3. Again, a very quick inning. Very quick inning as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-1 between the Pirates and the Orioles. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Again, I just went over the channel. Again, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Again, thank you for even clicking on the live stream. It really does help out a lot. But yeah, super thank you if you're able to press that like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime. Of course, again, I'll be back tomorrow. And, of course, I'll be doing streams Thursday. Probably doing Pirates-Orioles as well on Thursday. Probably doing the Thursday night football game. So, yeah, probably be doing a lot this week. As always, again, I'm on here. I stream 6 out of the 7 days a week. Fridays I do not, as I call other games for a local high school network. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I call games. So definitely subscribe if you like games. And, of course, feel free to chat down below, talk about whatever you like, and feel free to vote in the poll. I have 67% of you guys, that's 22 of you, think the Pirates are going to win today. The Orioles have 11 votes. 33% of you guys have the Orioles winning. So feel free to vote in that. Feel free to chat down below. I try to read as many comments as possible. So, yeah, definitely do it. And, yeah, I appreciate you guys for even clicking on the live stream. Larry, the Pirates owner needs to sell the team. I completely agree, Larry. I completely agree. Unfortunately, he is a jerk, so he's not going to do it. He just wants to pocket the money. That is unfortunate for Pirates fans like me everywhere. As Jeremiah Jackson's coming to the plate, batting .308 OPS of 828, 4 homers and 17 RBIs. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Here's the pitch. And Jackson hits this to right, and that one is gone. Jeremiah Jackson ambushing Braxton Ashcraft on the first pitch, sending this to right. And the Orioles all of a sudden have taken a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? And that will bring up Gunnar Henderson. He's batting .274, OPS of 795, 16 homers and 61 RBIs. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. As here's the pitch. That is outside, but it's called a strike. That's really the first bad call of the night for this umpire. Ashcraft delivers, and that's going to be just outside for ball 1. Again, if you're just tuning in, Jeremiah Jackson with a solo shot to right to make it a 2-1 game for the Orioles, and that's going to be outside ball 2. Breaking ball. Just missing there. 2-1. Ashcraft kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to left, and that is a foul ball. Mike Trout has not hit a home run in 26 games. Really? That's kind of a shock. Thank you for that, Christopher. Definitely a shock there. 2-2 count. Ashcraft rocks and fires. That is inside for ball 3. So 3-2 to Henderson as the count is full. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 97 on the inside corner. That will bring up Ryan Mountcastle, who's 0 for 1 but has his sacrifice fly. Is batting .259, OPS of .669, 5 homers and 31 RBIs. Ashcraft kicks and deals. Check this swing. Doesn't matter. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. 0-1. Here is the pitch. That is in the dirt, ball 1. One count. Ashcraft rocks and fires. That's going to be fouled back as it's 1-2. Again, 1-2, 1 out, nobody on. Orioles just taking the lead again. Well, for the first time, actually, my bad. 2-1 as Ashcraft kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to right, and Reynolds is there with a nice catch for out number 2, falling to the ground and all. That will bring up Colton Cowser. It's batting .207, OPS of .664, 13 homers and 34 RBIs. Here is the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Oh and 1 to Cowser. Ashcraft kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Oh, and 2 count as Cowser steps back in, and Ashcraft going to get a little bit warning. See, he was trying to start it a little bit too early there for Cowser, yeah. Once again, 0-2. Ashcraft rocks and fires. That is in the dirt. 93. Ball 1. What will happen again? I just have, I don't know. I'd like to see the Pirates be competitive next year. As here's the 1-2. Checked his swing. Did not go. 2-2. The Orioles, I feel like, they're a team that, despite the struggles this year, I think it's more of an anomaly. I really think they'll be back competing. Pirates, I'd love to see it. Here's the 2-2. That is in the dirt. Ball 3, as Ashcraft, for some reason, has lost all control of the baseball. Is help on the way? I don't know. Like to see some more quality bats, as here is the 3-2. Ground ball. Ashcraft with a nice snag. He's going to toss it to first for out number 3. But again, a home run by Jeremiah Jackson makes this a 2-1 Orioles lead over the Pirates. Oh, the Pirates. Again, it's just, nothing's really on the way for the Pirates. Not much in the minor leagues. I see people complaining, oh, why are we bringing this guy up? G1 Bay, oh, he's coming up. Well, who else is there to bring up, I'm not getting mad at you guys. It's just like there's no one there. The Pirates have nobody down in AAA that would improve this team. Connor Griffin is probably the only one. He's the only one. Him and Termar Johnson. Apparently, he's not developing well. So, I don't know. Again, the Orioles, I think, will be fine. Next year, I think they'll be right back. That record, 66 and 77, you can pretty much flip it next year, and that's what they'll probably be during this time. The Pirates, I don't know. It is what it is. Make sure, again, to like and subscribe to the channel for all your baseball needs. Pirates is mostly what I do. Again, I do bounce around as evidenced by, well, hey, my live section. You can check it all out there. It's not just Pirates, but it is mostly Pirates when it comes to baseball. Of course, for football, I'm going to be covering every Steelers game, and then the other game in the opposite window of the Steelers is voted on by you guys. I have one right now, actually. And the Eagles and the Chiefs. That is probably going to win. It is what it is. Didn't really want to call that one, but hey, you guys voted for it, so that's what I'm going to do. So right after the Steelers and the Seahawks game, I'll be covering the Eagles and the Chiefs. The Chiefs a chance to go 0-2. I don't know if I'm actually going to pick that in my pigskin pick'em, but shoot, it's doable. That'd be weird, but I'd be glad for it. As Nick Gonzalez coming to the plate, batting 274, OPS of 690, 6.5 homers and 23 RBIs. As Bradish is still out there. Again, he's been very efficient. Here's the pitch, and Gonzalez hits this up the middle for a base hit. Again, you just got to get Bradish out of here. So Gonzalez is now 1 for 3 on the day. He was 0 for 2 prior to that. And that will bring up O'Neal Cruz, who is 1 for 2. He's batting 203, OPS of 688, 19 homers and 56 RBIs. Gonzalez at first, Speedy Gonzalez. Bradish kicks and deals. That is on the outside corner for a called strike. As, geez, I'm a breaking ball in the lower outside corner. That's as good as you can throw it. Looks like the Orioles actually warming up somebody in the bullpen, so maybe they saw that pitch and were like, you know what, maybe we should consider replacing him. Bradish looks over at first, kicks and deals. That is in the dirt, handled well by the catcher, as Gonzalez will have to stay put at first. But again, he has the speed. I don't really know about the stolen bases. I honestly don't recall, but you know, if he's moving on a base hit in the outfield, I mean, he can score for sure. From first, 1-1 count. Bradish sets, rocks and fires, ground ball, and that's actually hit off himself. So they'll have to do this again at 1-2. Again, if you're just joining in, a runner on first. Gonzalez, first pitch he saw, sent that right back to where it came, up the middle. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Again, the Orioles leading 2-1 over the Pirates. As Bradish looks over at first. Comes to a set. Kicks and deals. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. He struck him out. Cruz was just frozen. And that will bring up Henry Davis. Davis is 0 for 2 in this one. Batting 164, OPS of 520, 6 homers and 20 RBIs. Bradish looking over at first. Looks over again. Kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 to Davis. Bradish only at 75 pitches. Again, in theory, if he gets everybody else out here, he come back out for the 8th. It would not shock me. Here's the 0-1. Davis hits this to right, and that is going foul. So very quickly, 0-2 to Davis, as Bradish wants a new baseball. Oh, and 2 counts to Davis as Bradish has a baseball he likes now. He looks over at first. He comes to a set, looks over at first again, looks over again, and fires. That is upstairs for ball 1. O'Neal snooze. It's been like that for a while. Cruz has struggled and is continuing. He does have a hit on the day. He's one of the few Pirates that actually got a hit, so I guess for the day he's done well, but it is what it is. Here's the 1-2. That's a breaking ball in the dirt. Handled well by Moreno. So 2-2. 2-2, 1 out. Runner on first here in the top of the 7th. Orioles leading 2-1. Bradish looks over at first. Looks over again. Looks over again. And fires. Called strike 3 right down the middle. Oh my goodness. So called strike 3 on back-to-back batters. Cruz and Davis. That'll bring up Cam Devaney. It's batting 150, OPS of 390, no homers and 1 RBI on the year. As Bradish looks over at first, looks over again, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Cam Devaney. Again, a runner on first with 2 outs. Bradish comes to a set, looks over at Gonzalez. Looks over again, and fires. And Devaney hits this to center at the warning track, but he's under it and will make the catch for out number 3. So the leadoff hit leads to nothing. As we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Orioles lead 2-1 over the Pirates. 5 runners left on for the Pirates, only 3 for the Orioles. It's really been a non-offensive day, as the Pirates pitchers have 10 strikeouts. The Orioles, Bradish has 6. But, well, it is what it is. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging on out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. This is what I do. Again, it's a lot of Pirates, but I do bounce around. And, of course, I'll be doing the postseason as well, the baseball postseason. Of course, again, I'll also be doing a lot of football, a lot of Steelers football, but you guys vote on the other game as well. So, again, it's not just the Steelers channel, though. You will get every single Steelers game on the channel, and about like 60% of the Pirates games, maybe about 50%. I don't know. I'll be counting it up at the end of the year and see how much I've done. That'll be interesting. But yeah, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel. It is free. You don't have to pay me anything. You don't have to pay a dime. You don't have to pay a dime to subscribe. 2 up for the Orioles will be Basallo, Rivera, and Beavers. All of them are combined 0 for 5 with a walk. 7th inning stretch, so it might be a little bit longer of a break. 196 on the year for Basallo. OPS of 649, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. Again, he's 0 for 2 today. But again, the Orioles with the lead. So not as much pressure as Ashcraft kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is outside for ball 1. 1-0 count as Ashcraft rocks and fires. That's going to be hit to left. Pham backing up just shy of the warning track and will make the catch for out number 1. And that will bring up Emmanuel Rivera. He's also 0 for 2, as he's batting .264 on the year, OPS of 612. No homers and 12 RBIs. You can say he's definitely due for a home run. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing, as that is right down the middle for a called strike 96 on the fastball. 0-1 count to Rivera. Ashcraft delivers. Chopper to third. Devaney throws to first. What a play by Cam Devaney. Oh my goodness. Again, his fielding has been really good. I mean, shoot. Again, if you just put on a Pirates jersey and you play third, you automatically are a Gold Glove candidate. I swear. As that'll bring up Dylan Beavers. He's batting .286, OPS of 840. As that is upstairs ball 1. 1 homer and 6 RBIs. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hit, but you can field. You can field for sure. Oh, my goodness. 1-0 count. Here is the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. What a play. Again, if you do happen to look at the highlights later for this game, you'll definitely see that play. As here's the 1-1 that is way outside for ball 2. So 2-1 to Dylan Beavers, who again is 0 for 1 with a walk. As here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like he tried to, I don't know, it was an awkward swing there. 2-2. 2-2 count again. Ashcraft is working pretty quickly. As Ashcraft now wants to take his time. There we go. As he begins the windup and the pitch. That's going to be popped up, and that's going out of play. Once again, 2-2 is the count. As Ashcraft delivers. That is in the dirt, ball 3. Showing the replay again. It was just a great play. 3-2. Here's the pitch. That is upstairs, ball 4. So Beavers walks for the second time. That'll bring up Mayo. Mayo, who is 0 for 2. And if it's Mayo, I apologize. I've yet to hear any announcer say it. Spanning 188 OPS of 597. 7 homers, 21 RBIs. As here's the pitch. That is upstairs for ball 1. And all of a sudden, Ashcraft looks wild, and Davis is going to talk to him. Again, it was pretty quick earlier, but all of a sudden, Ashcraft not locating the strike zone. Again, a 1-0 counts. It's a mound visit, a meeting of the minds here between the catcher and the pitcher. Orioles with a 2-1 lead. Pirates open up the scoring in the first. Then the Orioles retaliated in the bottom of the first. And then a solo shot by Jeremiah Jackson in the bottom of the 6th, making this a 2-1 game. Ashcraft delivers, and that is in there for a called strike. Count is 1-1. Ashcraft delivers. That is in the dirt, ball 2. So 2-1. I'm assuming no, never mind. Ashcraft comes to a set and kicks and deals. Ground ball, and that is just foul. And I mean just foul. Devaney was laying out for it. Oh, it is Mayo. Look at that. Good effort by Devaney. Two and 2 count as Mayo is still not even in the batter's box yet. Again, a runner on first 2 outs. Orioles leading 2-1. As they zoom in on Gonzalez's number 39. Gonzalez probably won't wear that number next year. Number 39 won't be worn anymore, most likely. As Ashcraft doesn't like that sign. He looks over, sets anyway. And going to throw to first, but he's back safe and sound. Two and 2 count. Ashcraft sets. And another pickoff attempt, but again, it's Beavers way back. Interesting to not focus on the batter with 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Ashcraft. And fires. And this is going to be hit to left. Pham is booking for it. Triolo as well on the run and makes the catch for out number 3. All right. Nothing doing in the 7th inning. We head to the top of the 8th. The Orioles lead 2-1 over the Pirates. Again, if you like offense today, well, this was not the game for you. So if you bet the under or the over or whatever, yeah, if you bet the over, unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Of course, again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. As, again, this is what I do. I call games. I call baseball and football. And, of course, again, thank you guys for your assistance and, of course, all that stuff. That is really awesome. And, of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor. So, again, appreciate you, Coffee Beans, as this is brought to you by Coffee Beans. Coffee Beans. The Indians lead the Royals 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies lead the Mets 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The Nationals lead the Marlins 7-1 in the top of the 6th. The Tigers and the Yankees are tied at 2 apiece as they head to the bottom of the 5th. The Cubs, they lead 2-1 over the Braves in the top of the 5th. Astros 2-0 over the Blue Jays as they head to the top of the 5th. The Rays lead the White Sox 3-1 as they head to the bottom of the 3rd. And the Brewers and the Rangers just now getting underway. That is in the bottom of the 1st inning. Do it for the Pirates. It's going to be Triolo, Horwitz, and Reynolds. Maybe they can do something now. Who knows? Would be a nice change of pace. Again, Horwitz actually has a double, and again, Reynolds has walked, but, the entire offense has been asleep today. They've been asleep all season, really. Triolo batting .223, OPS of .661, 5 homers and 20 RBIs. He's 0 for 3 on the day. So showing a Paul Skeens compilation on the TV. Would be nice to get an offense to go along with the pitching, but what do I know about baseball? Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. We do have a new pitcher for the Orioles. So Bradish's day is done, and what a day it was. We'll go over that in a second. This is Rico Garcia. He's 0-1, but with a 3.51 ERA, a whip of a 1.09 as Triolo pops it up. Shallow center. And Cowser is there and makes the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Spencer Horwitz. He is 1 for 3. Of course, he had a double. He's batting .259, OPS of .724, 7 homers and 39 RBIs. Skeens projected to be the starter tomorrow. And I'll be back for that game as Garcia rocks and fires. Breaking ball, that is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Garcia delivers. Checked his swing. That is upstairs. No, he did not go. 1-1. 1-1 count to Horwitz. 1 out. I check on something. Here is the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 count. Do apologize. Just checking on something real quick. One and two is the count as Horwitz, I believe, stepped off. He sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be fouled back. So the count remains at 1 and 2. Just checking on some stuff. All right. Again, 1 and 2 count, 1 out. Nobody on here in the top of the 8th. The Pirates, 5 outs to do something. As here's the 1-2. Make it 4 outs as he struck him out. Down goes Horwitz. And that will bring up Brian Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 2 with a walk. Spanning 247, OPS of 726, 15 homers and 70 RBIs. Garcia sets, rocks and fires. That is outside for a called strike. 0-1. Again, 2 outs, nobody on. Garcia kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 96 on the fastball. Once again, a reminder, if you liked offense, well, I'm really sorry. This is not the game for you. It's the equivalent of a 6-3 game. Ravens leading 6-3 over the Steelers with about 5 minutes left to go in the game. So we need a Ben Roethlisberger / Kenny Pickett fourth quarter comeback here as a Reynolds fouls that one off. 0-2 count. 2 outs to the Baltimore native Brian Reynolds. Garcia comes to a set. Kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to left, and that is a foul ball. I wonder if Reynolds can get to, I know it'd be quite the push with just under 20 games to go, but if he can get to 20 homers, heck, that would be awesome. 0-2, Garcia comes to a set and delivers. That is in there, but it's not called a strike. Wow, that was definitely a break there for Reynolds. Can he take advantage? Oh, I hope so. It'd be nice to see it happen. 1-2 count. Garcia delivers. That is in the dirt. Two and 2 count to Reynolds. Garcia kicks and deals. Ground ball right to short. Henderson fumbles it. Reynolds is out as the throw was precise and on point. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles still lead 2-1 over the Pirates. Oh, man. Well, again, another masterclass performance by the Pirates offense. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, I'll be back tomorrow for Paul Skeens and the Tyler Wells pitching matchup there. Pirates, Orioles, of course. So definitely come back for that. And, again, definitely subscribe to the channel as well. And, again, feel free to chat down below, talk whatever you'd like. You can hate on the Pirates together. If you're an Orioles fan, you can talk about your season. Again, I know you guys definitely expected much more. I mean, I'll show you last year's standings. Maybe I shouldn't if you're an Orioles fan here. 91-71, 91-71, and a lot of expectations. How good can this team get? It kind of just fell in your face. Already allowing more runs than last year's team. So that is no bueno. We still got 3 weeks of baseball left. As for the Pirates, I'm kind of curious. 522, 591. I doubt it. I don't know. Yeah, our pitching was actually pretty bad last year. And our hitting, believe it or not, was much better last year than this year. So that's crazy. Unbelievable. Due up for the Orioles is going to be Holiday, Jackson, and Henderson. Holiday is 1 for 3 as he's set to lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Spanning 248, OPS of 710, 17 homers, and 53 RBIs. As Ashcraft kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 count. Ashcraft delivers. That is outside for ball 1. 1-1 count. Here is the pitch. That is outside for ball 2. Ashcraft just, the pitch was way outside. He was really upset with himself, kind of like what Paul Skeens does from time to time. Here's the 2-1 breaking ball. That is way inside ball 3. Really don't understand why Reynolds has been so bad this year. Was there an injury? Not to my knowledge. I think we were just kind of worried that he was washed. He has played better in the second half of the season. Here's the 3-1. That's going to be hit back, and that is a foul ball. I'm just thinking, I don't know, hopefully the second half of the season carries over to next year, and we're much better because of that. 3-2 count. As Ashcraft rocks and fires. That's going to be popped up, and that's going foul. 3-2 yet again. Ashcraft at 61 pitches. It's Kyle Nicholas will be warming up in the bullpen, and Davis is actually have a chat here with Ashcraft. And the Orioles fans, or the few there, definitely start booing. Of course, again, not really making fun of the Orioles. The Pirates, same situation. No one really wants to go, and who could blame them? Who could blame the Pirates fans for not going to the games, not even caring what's happening at the games? As the meeting of the minds concludes. 3-2 count. Ashcraft kicks and deals. Holiday hits this to right, and Reynolds couldn't get there in time, but it was a nice trap by Reynolds. So Holiday does get on to lead off the bottom of the 8th. That will bring up Jeremiah Jackson. He homered in his last time up, batting .314. OPS of .862, 5 homers and 18 RBIs. Ashcraft kicks and deals. That is, and it hits him in the hand. And Jackson is in a lot of pain. And the Orioles fans are booing. Oh, yeah, it hit him on the hand. That is brutal. Again, I know this isn't really a rivalry, but hey, it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Jackson heading to first, so again, quite the situation here, and the Orioles could potentially make this an unwinnable game with a big inning here. Oh, it hit him on the elbow. He was holding his hand. Again, Gunnar Henderson at the plate, batting .273, OPS of .793, 16 homers and 61 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Jackson actually not going to continue this one, or at least he's in the dugout, but I can see that Ashcraft is done. And he's getting booed. He's getting booed. All right, well, a pitching change here in Baltimore as Ashcraft is done after allowing the hit and plunking the batter. So the new pitcher for the Pirates is going to be Kyle Nicholas, who's been very hot and cold. Very hot and cold, very inconsistent. 1-0 record, 4.80 ERA, whip of a 1.33. He's on the trend of the good, so that means he's due. Last 7 appearances, 0.00 ERA, whip of a .75. So definitely amazing as of late. Would be nice to see that continue, but something tells me that ain't happening. Again, Henderson's going to be coming to the plate. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys again for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, I do a lot of baseball, lots of football. It's a lot of Pirates. I'm a Pirates guy, but I do bounce around from time to time. And, of course, I'll be covering the postseason and every single Pirates postseason game. Believe it or not, I will be doing that in 2025. But that's probably going to total 0 games. So, again, I'll be covering other games as well. So, again, if you're just a baseball purist, a baseball fan, definitely subscribe to the channel. Again, I'll be doing that a lot. I mean, I've been doing it since opening day. And, of course, again, football is a huge thing as well. I love football, and we'll be covering that as well. As Nicholas still warming up. Again, he's been very good as of late. So hopefully he's able to keep this a 2-1 game and give the Pirates a chance in the top of the ninth. It's been a very quick game already. 2 hours. 2 hours, and it's in the bottom of the 8th. I mean, geez, All right, Nicholas looks back at Holiday. He sets and fires. Breaking ball, that is low for ball 1. Henderson again 0 for 2 with the walk. He has a stolen base as well. Again, runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Nicholas looks back at second, kicks and deals. Breaking ball, that is in the dirt as well for ball 2. Two and 0 count. Nicholas looks back and fires. Check this swing. That is upstairs, ball 3. Nothing has found the strike zone yet. As Nicholas will set on the 3-0. Just throw it right down the middle. As that is on the inside corner for a called strike. Henderson making his way down to first like he had walked there, but no, that was a good pitch. Good pitch, a little unnecessary there. Makes me feel like he was probably aiming down the middle. Just accidentally hit that really good inside corner there. 3-1 counts to Henderson. Again, runners on first and second, nobody out. Nicholas sets. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball that was below the zone. Henderson bit. Strike 2. A strikeout here would be huge for the Pirates. Not so much for the Orioles. 3-2 count. Nicholas looks back at second. Kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to center. Cruz is running over saying, I got it, I got it, I got it. He's going to throw to third. And that is a huge out number 1 as that keeps Holiday at second. That will bring up Ryan Mountcastle, pardon me. He is 0 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. And he slammed his bat down whenever he had hit that ball, Henderson. He's batting .258, OPS of .667, 5 homers, and 31 RBIs. Nicholas sets, kicks, and deals. That is low for ball 1. 1-0 count to Mountcastle. Nicholas is going to step off and look back. Holiday to the mound. One 0 count. Nicholas looks back and fires. Ground ball to third. There's 1 and 2. A double play. And Nicholas continues to be really good on the mound. As we head to the top of the ninth, it's a do-or-die situation for the Pirates. Or if you watch YouTube Shorts, a do or unalive situation for the Pirates. Don't know why that's censored. 2-1 is your score here in Baltimore. Pirates with one last shot, with Pham, McCutchen, and Gonzalez due up in the top of the ninth. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for clicking on the live stream. Really does help out the channel a lot. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll be back with these two teams tomorrow. I already have the stream up, so definitely come back. And, of course, again, subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Lay. This is what I do. I call games. I call baseball. I call football. So definitely do that. Of course, Thursday, potential doubleheader, possible tripleheader. I don't know. It really just depends on how the voice will go. So I'm really excited for that potential Thursday. I haven't put up those streams yet, but Pirates, Orioles will be included in that on that Thursday regardless. And then possibly Thursday night football as well. But I don't want to confirm it yet. That is more of a, hey, how am I feeling on Thursday? As the voice has really struggled as of late, but hey, I'll live. But it's been rough. Honestly, though, a lot better today than yesterday. As Yenier Cano is going to be the pitcher or the closer for the Orioles in the ninth inning. He's 3-6 with a 4.88 ERA, a WHIP of a 1.39. So it's hittable. He's hittable, though not necessarily in his last 7 appearances. A 1.35 ERA, a WHIP of a 1.05 ERA. So, again, he's been very good, but you can say, again, he's due. Again, Pham is due up. I don't know if we'll see a pinch hitter or not, but, again, Pham will be at the plate, and he's 0 for 2 with the walk. All right, Pham is stepping in the plate, or at the plate. Stepping in the box is what I was going for, but I couldn't say the word box for some reason. As Cano sets and delivers. That is high for ball 1. Yenier Cano, again, a 4.88 ERA, but a ERA in his last 7 of a 1.35, I believe. I can't remember already. Cano sets and fires. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1. Or 1-1, pardon me. 1-1 counts. Cano sets and delivers. Way inside, and that'll make it 2-1. Almost hit Pham. 2-1 count. Cano sets and delivers. Chopper, and that's going foul. As it's 2-2 to Tommy Pham. I hear the Baltimore chanting thing. It's like the thing. Yeah, anyway. Here's the 2-2. That's going to be chopped foul. It's usually what they chant, you know, if you're not familiar with that. The Ravens, whenever the Ravens score a touchdown, they're about to kick off. It's that chant. That's what I'm hearing in my left ear. 2-2 count to Pham. Here's the pitch. Chopper, and that's going foul yet again as Pham is able to fight it off. The Orioles have a guy warming up just in case. It's Keegan Aiken. As Cano sets and fires. Pham gives this a ride to left. Leaping at the wall. That one is gone. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Tommy Pham with a fantastic swing. Making this a 2-2 ball game here in the top of the ninth. That one just leapt off the bat. I'm like, hey, that has a chance. And it did. It's gone. That was huge. Again, Pham was fighting off pitches. And again, as soon as I left the bat, I'm like, man, that could go. And it did. Again, this is Andrew McCutchen. That is taken for a called strike. Again, Tommy Pham, you're just joining him with a fantastic swing of the bat. 2-2 now with the home run. McCutchen is 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. McCutchen batting .244, OPS of .725, 13 homers and 53 RBIs. By the way, Johnson in left made a huge leap for that. Almost came away with that, as that's going to be low. So it's 2-1 to McCutchen. Let's go, Bucks. Exactly, Kylie. There we go. Again, we have a chance. 2-1. Cano delivers. Swing and a miss. Had McCutchen out in front with the off-speed pitch. Jax, that was clutch. It was. Would be nice to see McCutchen be McClutchin here. Follow that up. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Checked his swing. That is outside for ball 3. And again, the Orioles fans back behind home plate. Can't believe that miss, despite it being about 8 inches outside. Just because the catcher will catch it doesn't make it a strike. As here is the 3-2. McCutchen pops it up. Holiday is under it and makes the catch. Round number 1. So we're guaranteed to see the bottom of the 9th now because of Tommy Pham, but will we have the lead? Is the question. That'll bring up Nick Gonzalez. He's 1 for 3 on the day, batting .276, OPS of 705 homers and 23 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That is low for ball 1. You need a Dr. Pepper? I cannot provide that. I'm sorry, I don't have one. I have water. I am a doctor, but not a pepper. 1-0 counts. Cano kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 2. Two-0 count to Gonzalez. 1 out, top of the 9th. Cano sets and fires. Almost hit him. Gonzalez getting out of the way. 3-0. 3-2 count. Cano sets and delivers. That is in there for a called strike. 93 on the outside corner. Three and 1. Cano sets, rocks and fires. Chopper, and that is just foul. Once again, 3-2 count to Gonzalez. If you're just joining in, we will have a bottom of the 9th after all, as Tommy Pham was able to tie it up. Leading off the inning with the home run. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to short. Henderson charging in. Throws to first. Gets him by a step. For out number 2, Speedy Gonzalez goes down. And that will bring up O'Neal Cruz, who's 1 for 3. He's batting .202, OPS of 687, 19 homers, and 56 RBIs. But Cano's done. They're pulling Cano. So they want the lefty-on-lefty matchup. So no more Cano, as again, he allowed the home run. So I guess the blown save is to Cano. The new pitcher for the Orioles will be Keegan Aiken. I will not be there, but I'll be here. I will be calling the Pirates-Orioles tomorrow night, same time, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 4:30 Mountain Time, 3:30 Pacific, if you need me to go all the way there. You know, if there's anyone here in California or in Colorado or, you know, whatever. But again, appreciate you guys for hanging on out. Again, this is what I do. So, again, if you like the style that I provide, again, I try to be the closest I can to like the actual like radio style of broadcast. Make sure again to leave a like and of course subscribe to the channel. But yes, I will be here tomorrow. Pirates Orioles for game 2 and Pirates Orioles game 3 on Thursday. Just haven't been able to put that up yet, but I'll be sure to put that up tomorrow. So definitely again subscribe to the channel if you're a sports fan. Again, it's not just Pirates on the channel, but it is mostly Pirates, and of course plenty of football on the channel. I cover a lot of that team right there. The Pittsburgh Steelers with a very exciting win over the Jets. That was great. That was great. And that is the new pitcher for the Orioles. Again, the Pirates down to 2 outs here in the top of the ninth. But hey, we have at least a bottom of the ninth, and we might have a chance in extras. Maybe O'Neal Cruz, though, makes this a 3-2 game. You never know. You never know. Showing an earlier at bat that Cruz had was just fighting and able to get a base hit there. Again, he's been struggling, so that was good to see. But now it's going to be pretty tough as he's facing a lefty, and he's usually not a solid lefty on lefty. Again, Keegan Aiken has been pretty solid out of the pen for the Orioles. One of the few bright spots for him. 3.21 ERA on the season, as here is the pitch. Taking all the way, that's in there for a cold strike. Adopting the Luis Arias philosophy. 0-1 count. Aiken delivers. That's going to be hit to left, and that is a foul ball. Felt like he had a good read on that, just a little bit. It was underneath it. Yeah, he just missed it. Timing was good, just underneath it. Man, that's a bummer. 0-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on for the Pirates. 2-2 is your score. Aiken kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 1. 93 on the fastball. Aiken sets. Rocks and fires. That is outside for ball 2. So doing a good job of laying it off, staying alive. Two and 2 count. Aiken sets, kicks, and deals. That is outside for ball 3. So good job of Cruz working it to a full count here. 3-2 count. Aiken delivers. That is low, ball 4. There we go. Cruz doing a great job working it back and walking. So that will bring up Joey Bart. Joey Bart pinch hitting for Henry Davis, and not exactly my favorite player of all time for the Pirates, but hey, he's been improving a little bit as the season has gone on. Well, maybe not. I thought he was. OPS in his last 30 games of 7. No, is that 6? No, that's 701. 701. So I guess that's north of 700, which is better than most of the Pirates on the team. For the season, again, batting .243, OPS of .664, 2 homers and 22 RBIs. Cruz has 37 stolen bases, by the way, so he's definitely, again, a threat on the base pass. So I feel like he's been stuck around 30 or so for a while. So, again, I don't know if he's battling injuries or whatnot, but it's been a little bit rough. As, again, there's a little bit of a delay here on Dr. Delay, a mound visit. As they're chatting it over. Facing Bart, who can hit lefties much better than righties for sure. So will Cruz be on the run? A hit and run would be nice. And Cruz can just base hit into the outfield, can score him. He really is that fast. All right, Aiken sets, looks over at Cruz, and delivers. That is way outside for ball 1. 85 on the radar gun. One and 0 to Joey Bart. Aiken sets, kicks and deals. That is checked his swing, and he did not go, as that one was in the dirt. 2-0. 2-0 count. Aiken once again sets, looks over at Cruz, fires. That is outside for ball 3. Aiken can't seem to find the strike zone. Joey Barr with a smile. Maybe he's just feeling very confident. 3-0 count. Aiken delivers right down the middle for a called strike. 3-1. Orioles fans clapping, probably sarcastically, if I had to guess. 3-1 count. Aiken looks over at first. Rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike. 3-2. Probably not as sarcastic that time, as they are much happier and louder with that one. 3-2 count. Aiken sets, kicks and deals. That is in the dirt. Ball 4, trying to get him to chase. Bart wasn't having it. And will we see a pinch hitter with Devaney? Again, Devaney has struggled at the plate in his young MLB career, but it doesn't look like we will see a pinch hitter. So Cam Devaney, he's 0 for 3. Batting 143, OPS of 372. He's 3 for 21 in his young MLB career. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Again, that was right down the middle. 0-1 count. Aiken looks back at second. Kicks and deals. And that is popped up. And that is going out of play. Again, a base hit into the outfield would go a long ways for the Pirates. Cam Devaney consistently, in my brief time of covering him, he just seems to be a little bit slower at the plate. He's definitely late on a lot of pitches. And it's definitely a huge jump from AAA to MLB. Here's the 0-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. He struck him out. That was unfortunate, but hey, we still go to the bottom of the 9th because of Tommy Pham with a fantastic swing of the bat, making it a 2-2 ball game here in Baltimore. So we should definitely be happy, and I shouldn't be sad, but it is what it is. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys again for hanging out. Make sure again to leave a like. And, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. This is what I do. Pirates, Orioles, baseball. Well, I don't know why I said it like that, but covering that game. But, again, I cover mostly Pirates, and I do bounce around from time to time as far as baseball is concerned. Of course, I'll be covering plenty of football as well, especially after baseball season is over. But, yeah, again, if you're just a baseball fan, I plan on covering as much of the postseason as possible. So definitely subscribe to the channel for more play-by-play with Dr. Delay. That is I. It's been a while. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning on in. Of course, thank you to all the members and the donors. Appreciate you guys. Of course, Coffee Beans is our scoreboard sponsor, so let me go ahead and do the scoreboard update. Again, the Indians over the Royals 2-0. That one is final. Nationals over the Marlins 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies over the Mets 7-2 in the top of the 8th. The Cubs leading the Braves 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The Tigers leading 4-2 over the Yankees. Bases loaded in the top of the 7th. The Tigers might be extending their lead there. Astros 3, Blue Jays 1 in the bottom of the 6th. The Rays leading the White Sox 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th. And the Rangers leading the Brewers 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. That is your scoring update brought to you by Coffee Beans. 2 up for the Orioles. Cowser, Basallo, and Rivera. All of them are actually 0 for 3 today on the day, so you can say they're due for a hit. And we will be seeing a new pitcher on the mound for the Pirates. It's Dennis Santana. He's 4-5 on the year. 2.36 ERA, whip of a .92. Emma, how's it going? Let's go Pirates. Thank you for your support, Emma. Appreciate it. Santana kicks and deals. That is in there for a called strike. 0-1 counts. It's a Colton Cowser as Santana sets. Rocks and fires. That is in there for a called strike on the outside corner. 86 on the gun. Off speed pitch. 0-2 count. Santana delivers. That is just below the zone. Breaking ball. 1-2. Too many left on base. It's sad. Yeah, the Pirates had opportunities tonight. So if they lose, it's, they can blame no one but themselves. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Again, the Pirates just trying to push this to extras. A great job there in the top of the ninth. Again, by really Tommy Pham. Just saying, hey, you know what? I want to play some more baseball. As Samuel Basallo is going to be coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3 on the night, batting 193, OPS of 638, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. Santana kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to left, and that is a foul ball. Go Pirates. Indeed. 0-1 count. Santana rocks, sets. And looks like Basallo's going to ask for time. Jeez, I devoured some water today. My goodness. 0-1 count. Santana sets. Rocks and fires. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 count. Santana, again, has been quite the pitcher this year for the Pirates. Had a rough stretch there, but he's recovered nicely. Here's the 0-2. That is in the dirt. Handled well by Bart. 1-2. Look for a little bit there. This would be one of the quickest games of the year. 2 hours in. We were already in the bottom of the 8th. Not anymore. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Basallo hits this to right, and that is foul. Oh, my goodness. Gave it a good ride. And I thought I was about to be a meme, just complimenting Santana. And then Basallo. Just a breaking ball over the plate. Basallo pulls it. Was out in front of it. 1-2 count. Santana sets. Rocks and fires. That's going to be poked to left. Pham, though, is there and will make the catch for out number 2. That will bring up Emmanuel Rivera, who's 0 for 3 on the night. He's batting .262, OPS of 606, no homers and 12 RBIs. You can say he is due for a home run. Here's the pitch. That's going to be popped up. Triolo calling it off, and we are headed to the extra innings. The extra innings here in Baltimore. Top of the 10th coming up. 2-2 is your score. Well, that's nice. That's a nice feeling. I was kind of sad earlier, not going to lie, with the Pirates. Just a 2-1 loss. It was just going to look like, man, the Pirates can't hit. But hey, you know what? We still can't hit, but at least we pushed it to the extra innings. So that's nice. I don't know why I keep putting the in front of extra. You just got to bear with me, folks. Once again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, I'll be back tomorrow evening for Pirates Orioles Game 2. And, of course, Pirates Orioles Game 3 on Thursday. Thursday. So let's see when that is. That's actually, wow. it's 12:05 my time, so 1:05 y'all's time. So when you guys are at work, I'll be here. I didn't realize that's 9/11. Wow, 9/11 like that. Jeez, So again, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. New pitcher for the Orioles is going to be Dietrich Ends. He is 2-2 on the year. 4.50 ERA, whip of a 1.50. Last 7 appearances, 1-1 with a 4.15. Played a little bit with Detroit. I'm assuming they let him go. So look at that. He appeared in 2017, then 4 years later in 2021, then 4 years later 2025. Shout out Dietrich Enns for not giving up, dude. I respect the heck out of that stuff. I really do. I love that. That's what makes sports so awesome. I don't know. That's just me. But hopefully you have a bad night tonight. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, but I shout you out all the other times, though, when you aren't playing the Pirates. Looks like Ji-Hwan Bae is going to be the pinch runner here. Taking over for Devaney, so that'll be interesting on the defensive side. Kylie saying, come on, Pittsburgh, as Jared Triolo's at the plate. Ends, sets, and fires. Showing bunt, and it is down, but it is a foul ball. 0-1 count. Triolo 0 for 4 on the night. Looking for his first hit of the game. And sets and fires. That is low. And it's 1-1. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's 2-2 here in Baltimore. Pirates pushing it to extras in the top of the 9th. Ghost runner at second, nobody out. Here is a pickoff attempt that, no attempt was made as Bae is going to walk back to the bag. And Bae has some speed. He is a speedy guy. So base hit in the outfield will easily score him. Here's the 1-1. That is in the dirt, handled very well by Moreno. So it's 2-1. Once again, a 2-1 count. Ends looking back at second and delivers. That is inside for ball 3. Some Pirates fans behind home plate, they like it. They like the eye of Triolo right now. 3-1, ends, sets, kicks, and deals. That is high for ball 4. Again, it's not really the worst thing in the world, as it does set up the potential double play opportunity. And I wonder if they'll do a pinch hitter here. Again, this is going to be Spencer Horwitz, who's not really the greatest against lefties. He's 1 for 4 today with the double, but again, that was against a righty. He's batting .258, OPS of .722, 7 homers, and 39 RBIs. And sets, looks back at second, kicks and deals. That is outside for ball 1. So N struggling a little bit as far as locating the strike zone, or maybe just setting him up for stuff later. I say Moreno. I got confused with the game last night just now. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I think I had a brain fart. Basayo. Yeah, that's the catcher. I was thinking of the Diamondbacks catcher I called last night. My bad. Samuel Basayo. Probably Basayo. All right. Anyway, that is over as Spencer Horwitz, once again, seeing a 1-0 pitch. Ends, looks back and delivers. Ground ball to second. There's 1 and 2. Double play it again. That is what I was talking about. It's not the end of the world when you walk the first guy, because, again, if that happens, it's huge. That'll bring up Brian Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 3 with the walk tonight. He's batting .246, OPS of .725, 15 homers and 70 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 95 on the outside corner. And Bae is just 90 feet away. He's not Jason Bae, but hey, he's, at least he's got speed. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, right down the middle. That was a pitch to hit. 0-2 count. Trevor Wayne's only watching because I bet on these games. Hey, you're welcome here anyway. You're welcome anyway. A lot of my subs are actually sports bettors because of that. Because again, sports betting it's never really been bigger. So appreciate you for stopping on by. 0-2 count and sets. Kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to right, and that is a foul ball. 0-2 count. 2-2 is the score. Runner on third, 2 outs. Reynolds at the plate looking for his first hit of the night. Ends will set. Kicks and deals. That is outside. And the Orioles fans wanted the call, but as I've said, now this will be the third time. Just because the pitcher throws it and the catcher catches it doesn't make it a strike. Despite if you say nice or good pitch, that will not sway the fact that it was outside. 1-2 count ends. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. There's the strikeouts. And Reynolds just cussing up a storm to himself as we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. It's 2-2 here in Baltimore. Pirates had an opportunity again with 2 men on, nobody out. Nothing doing. No problem, man. You bet on Pittsburgh. Oh, see, that's where you messed up. That's where you messed up, Trevor. I would never bet on the Pirates. I would never bet on the Pirates, but it is what it is. I'm just a pessimistic Pirates fan. I feel like I'm pretty real, but it is what it is. Good luck though. Again, I'm pulling for you for multiple reasons. 1, for the Pirates, and 2, so you can, win some money, because big gamble, they usually win more than we do. So, but good luck. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging on out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, I cover a lot of baseball, and, of course, football is here as well, and I love football. Football is my first love, so I love football, and I will cover it, of course. But, yeah, again, I will be here. I won't be abandoning baseball because, the Pirates season will end. I will, of course, be covering the postseason as well. And again, I do bounce around even when the Pirates are playing. I still will cover another game from time to time because, again, I understand Pirates' interest is very low. And I don't blame Pirates fans. I really don't. Excited for next year, though. Clayton, how's it going? Clayton says Clayton. Well, thank you. I am Dr. Delay. Isaac Matson's going to be the pitcher for the Pirates. He's 3-2 with a 2.25 ERA, a whip of a 1.05. Again, he's been a very solid find for the Pirates this year. Rivera will be replaced by Jorge Mateo, who's going to be at second. Dylan Beavers will be at the plate to start things off here in the bottom of the 10th. Beavers is 0-for-1 with 2 walks, so he's had a really good night at the plate as far as discipline is concerned. Batting .286, OPS of .848, 1 homer and 6 RBIs. Yes, like it up. Make sure to like it up and, of course, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow. Doing Pirates-Orioles. Trevor, if you got some more bets coming tomorrow on the Pirates-Orioles game, I got you. As Matson sets. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. Showing bunt. It is down. Matson fumbles it. Throws to first. And gets him by a step. But that one was almost trouble there. And again, the Orioles moving the runner to third. So this will be interesting. Again, that bunt was right in front of everybody, but Matson just fumbles the ball. Kobe Mayo at the plate. He's 0-for-3. He's batting .187, OPS 595, 7 homers and 21 RBIs. Just a fumble on the play. Matson, though, did recover. And to be honest, that play at first, he was just out. So what do? Do you walk him and try to get the double play opportunity? I don't know. I'm assuming they're talking about it. I don't know. Everyone's just so actually. I guess they reviewed it or they're challenging it because I honestly have no idea. I mean, they're just looking around. They're showing everybody else, and they're showing this replay over and over. So I'm assuming that they challenge it. I didn't hear any call by the broadcasters. Okay, they did challenge, and he is out. So, okay, so there's going to be a runner on third with one out. Again, Kobe Mayo at the plate. So do you just walk Mayo and try to get the double play opportunity? That is going to be the question. And it looks like Mayo's going to be pinch hit here. So no more Mayo. This is Dylan Carlson. As Clayton is upset. It's batting .207. OPS of .627. 6 homers and 20 RBIs. Here is the pitch. That is high for ball one. And again, I imagine Matson's going to be probably pitching around here. 1-0 count. Matson sets. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Trisk, how's it going? You missed the whole game and the lowering of the Raleigh Dodger. What in the world? A 1-1 count. Carlson sets. Kicks and deals. Check this swing. Almost hit him. Ball two. Two and one. Matson sets. Looks over at third and delivers. That is outside for ball three. And again, I think he's just trying to work the outside edges. Doesn't really want to pitch to this guy, as I think they're trying to set up the double play. Three and one. Matson delivers. Swing and a miss. That one was in the zone. So maybe he does try to finish him off here. Kind of caught everybody by surprise there. Even Carlson swung really late there. 3-2 count. Again, runner on third, one out. Matson, Carlson, battle of the Suns here. Matson delivers. That's going to be popped up and fouled back. And Matson doing that thing where he will just set for about 10 seconds and then deliver the pitch. It's worked so well. Let's go for the double play, but let's not do it halfway and give up a double. Oh, you know it. You know it, Trisk. 3-2 count. Matson kicks and deals. That is upstairs, ball four, so he draws the walk. And again, that's probably what they were going through anyway, or going for. But again, this is a speedster himself, Jackson Holliday. He's batting .250, OPS of .712, 17 homers, and 53 RBIs. The Orioles with a great chance here. And they're actually going to walk Holliday, so it's going to be bases loaded. So no Holliday, sorry. And this will be Daniel Johnson, again, another speedster. Batting .176, OPS of .531, homer and 1 RBI. Man, this is huge. All right, Matson will set. Rocks and fires. That is outside for ball one. Looking for the force out at home. Would be nice, Steve. Hey, I'll take anything. I'll take an out. I'll take an out without a run scoring. Here is the 1-0. That's going to be fouled back, and it's 1-1. Good old Johnny Donson. This guy. 1-1 count to Johnson as Matson. Got another Sun versus Sun matchup here for some reason. Carlson to Johnson. Matson on the mound. He sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be popped up, and it's 1-2. One and two count. Again, bases loaded with one out here in the bottom of the 10th. The Pirates force it to extras. Couldn't do anything in the top of the 10th as Johnson does ask for time. But the Orioles with bases loaded with one out. The Pirates trying to push this to the 11th. The Orioles trying to walk it off. Matson sets. He's still set. And delivers. Swing and a miss. That is just undefeated every time he does it, I swear. When he sets with like 10 seconds, he's going to stay there forever. Get the hitter off balance. Kind of awkward. Like he's still doing his stance for like ever. Doing his stance, and he's just waiting. He's waiting. And then Matson just out of nowhere delivers it. And that will bring up Gunnar Henderson. Here's the pitch. That is in there for a called strike. Henderson batting .273, OPS of .792, 16 homers and 61 RBIs. 0-for-3 again with a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 0-1 count. Matson sets, kicks, and deals. That's going to be a foul tip into the catcher's glove. Strike 2. Very quickly 0-2. But again, Gunnar, he is a superstar. He's had kind of a down year, but again, he's a guy that is a star in this league. 0-2. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. And Peguero's going to take it himself to second for outs number 3. Matson with a lot of emotion there. We head to the top of the 11th as I see a Pittsburgh guy with the Steelers hat on. That's always nice. We head to the top of the 11th. Did I say top of the 9th? If I did, I'm sorry. Top of the 11th. It's 2-2 here in Baltimore. Denny was covering his eyes. I would be too if I weren't watching this game. I better not go to Deuces Wild now, this guy. Once again, folks, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Again, it's a lot of Pirates on the channel as far as baseball is concerned. I do bounce around, though. Again, I'll be doing the postseason as well. And, of course, I do plenty of college football and NFL as well. So, again, on the NFL games, it is going to be Steelers, but you do vote for the games as well. As last week, the subscribers of the channel voted for Lions-Packers in the opposite window. This week, it's probably going to be Eagles-Chiefs. So, again, it is what it is, you know. Hopefully, you know, I don't really know how I feel. I'm not a fan of either team, to be honest with you. But I'm okay with either result. I guess maybe the Chiefs losing would be nice as well, you know. But it is what it is. I'll be okay with either result. Few, Jinx, few. Oh boy, nobody wants to win this one. Here it goes. Under bettors get it down. Yeah. Due up for the Pirates will be Pham, McCutchen, and Gonzalez. And once again, folks, make sure, again, to leave a like. And if you haven't done so already, press that subscribe button. Sign in and subscribe. It does not cost a dime to subscribe. It is free. As Tommy Pham will be at the plate. He's batting .261, OPS of .728, 9 homers and 50 RBIs. Of course, he homered earlier. And the Henderson showing some negative emotion at the end of that one. So interesting here as, again, I don't really know who the ghost runner is. I'm waiting on that information. Looks like Enns is out there, and he delivers, and Pham hits this to right, and that's a foul ball. Reynolds is actually the ghost runner at second. 0-1 count to Pham. Again, he's 1 for 3 with the home run. 0-1 count to Tommy Pham. Ends, sets, looks back at second, kicks and deals. That is inside for ball one. Reynolds taking a nice lead over there at second. Ends, sets, looks back at second, kicks and deals. And Pham hits this to center. Shallow center, though. Reynolds will not tag up because was not deep enough. That is out number one. All right, one away for the Pirates. That will bring up Andrew McCutchen. Can he be clutching in this situation? He's 1 for 4. He's batting .244, OPS of .723, 13 homers and 53 RBIs. Again, he had an RBI single in the first, but nothing doing since. Ends, looks back, and delivers. That is in there for a called strike. Oh and 1 to Andrew McCutchen. Ends, sets. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. McCutchen fouls this back, and very quickly it's 0-2. Not what you want. Oh and 2 count, ends, sets. Looks back at second. Kicks and deals. Ground ball to first. Oh, what a diving stop by the first baseman. Tosses to ends for out number 2. But that does move Reynolds to third. So kind of a similar situation for the Pirates in the last inning, which was runner on third with 2 outs. Again, a diving stop by the first baseman, keeping this a 2-2 game. So hats off to that guy, Mountcastle. Gonzalez is 1 for 4. He's at the plate. Ends, sets, rocks, and fires. And that is popped up. And will it get out of play? It will. That will become a souvenir. Gonzalez batting .275, OPS of .698, 5 homers, and 23 RBIs. Oh and 1 count. Moretta is going to be warming up in the bullpen, so he'll be out there for the bottom of the 11th as ends, sets, kicks, and deals. Chopper, and that is going foul. Oh and 2 count to Gonzalez. The Pirates struggling a little bit here in extras. Come on, Gonzo. We need something. We need Speedy Gonzalez here to come through. And sets. Rocks and fires. That's going to be popped up, and once again, a foul ball. Gonzalez just protecting, staying alive. Go Buccos. We need something. A base hit makes this a 3-2 game. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Nothing doing for the Pirates yet again. We head to the bottom of the 11th with the Orioles again. With the momentum. I feel like they have the momentum here. It is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe we can hold them again. That'd be nice. I'll take a 12th inning, appearance here. Once again, folks, make sure to hit the like button and, of course, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. This is what I do. Again, I call games. I do play-by-play, trying to give you guys the most, the closest thing to like the actual radio broadcast. So again, definitely subscribe. If you enjoy play-by-play, of course, again, if you're a baseball fan, football fan, doesn't matter. Subscribe to the channel. I cover both. And all you get is, again, more sports on your YouTube. So, again, tomorrow I also will be coming back to this series. Actually, we'll be doing the entire series on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow at the same time, 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central. So I'll be here. So hopefully you will be as well. And, of course, again, I do a lot of football. I'll be covering every Steelers game, but you guys vote on the second game every single week. The poll is up now. Feel free, again, to subscribe, and you can vote on that poll. So definitely do it. And, of course, I cover some college football as well. And, we'll get more football in once baseball has concluded in the postseason, of course. Again, once postseason's here, I'll be covering a lot of that. Haven't really seen anything for the Pirates here, so we're just going to go ahead and not show you Moretta's stats. I don't know if this is not updated, but we'll go ahead and refresh it because I don't know why it's not. Was that a mistake? Hopefully not. Okay, no, MLB.com is just not being a pal. All right, this should be Mountcastle at the plate. Again, I couldn't tell you because, again, MLB.com is being a jerk. Yep, it is Mountcastle, batting .257, OPS of .665, 5 homers, and 31 RBIs on the season. Today's 0 for 3 with an RBI. He had a sacrifice fly. Henderson will be at second. He's the ghost runner as we're about to start off the bottom of the 11th. Mountcastle refusing to step in the box. That's why I just keep rambling and rambling and rambling. There we go. We're back. Moretta will set. Looks back at second. Looks back again. Kicks and deals. That's going to be ground ball up the middle. Cruises there and is going to throw it. And it's in. But again, Henderson was kind of making sure that it wasn't going to be caught, so that's why he didn't score. So lucky doing for us, I guess. But that's runners on the corners with nobody out, and that will bring up Carlton Cowser. He's batting .206, OPS of .659, 13 homers, and 34 RBIs. Joshua, thank you for stopping by. What do you think about the Phillies this year? I think very highly of them. They were actually my original pick to win the World Series. So Cowser's actually going to be walked here. So bases loaded with nobody out. But yeah, thank you for stopping by, Joshua. But yeah, no, I'm very high on the Phillies. They're my original pick, and I know they've had some injuries, but I think they'll be fine. As Moretta kicks and deals. That's going to be hit to right, and that is a foul ball. A strikeout would go a long ways here, as that would force, again, the double play, or potential double play. Basalo is 0 for 4. Again, it's bases loaded, nobody out for the Orioles. Moretta sets. Rocks and fires. That is inside for ball 1. Jeez, Orioles fans are standing except for one lady on her phone. 1-1 count. Moretta sets and fires. That's going to be popped up, and that's going foul. A pop-up, a strikeout, either one. That is what the Pirates are looking for. That's what Moretta is looking for. Orioles fans, of course, looking for a walk or a hit. It doesn't matter. That will do it if that is the results of this at-bat. 1-2 count. Here is the pitch. That's to be popped up. Fly ball. Pham is booking it and doesn't make the catch. And honestly, it's good he didn't, because that would have been a sliding catch. And honestly, so Henderson actually tagged up and went home, as they want to check this to see if it landed in foul territory. It was close. Oh my gosh, that hit the line. This would be a disaster of an ending. The call on the field is a foul ball. They're going to review it. If the Pittsburgh wins, I will win $5,000 in Hard Rock. Well, unfortunately, I appreciate the gesture here, Joshua. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think this game might be over. But I'll tell you what, I'll take a subscribe. If you can subscribe to the channel, I'll gladly take it. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I think that's going to be a fair ball, and I think this is going to be game over. I think this is going to be a game over, and I think the Orioles are going to win. And Pham is looking at the replay, and they are walking off the field. And the Orioles fans are letting him know. Unbelievable. This game is going to end on a review as, again, this is not confirmed yet, but it's most likely the case. It's most likely what is about to be called because, yeah, this is a bummer. And, of course, again, the Orioles fans are very passionate about this because they are probably Ravens fans. So the Ravens-Steelers rivalry, even in baseball, will show itself. So bear with me, folks. But again, if you did enjoy what you saw tonight, make sure to, again, maybe not what you saw, but definitely what you heard. I mean, I think that's more what I'm trying to go for here. Definitely, again, leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel. It really does help out the channel a lot. Again, thank you very much for even clicking on the live stream. I know there's a lot of other options. I'm somewhat buddy-buddy with Orioles Birdwatcher. Maybe not buddy-buddy, but, you know we speak to each other every now and then. So he does a great job over there. It's a fair ball. And that's going to be game. Yep, it's going to end on a review. That's kind of lame, but that is the way. Game 1 ends in Baltimore. Baltimore walking it off on a review. 3-2 is your score in the bottom of the 11th. That's pretty lame, but it is what it is. Pirates had plenty of opportunities, and they blew it. So not really a shocker there. Again, appreciate you guys for hanging on out. Make sure, again, to leave a like and, of course, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today's coverage of the game. Again, I'll be back on tomorrow, Pirates and Orioles. I do mostly Pirates on the channel, but I do bounce around. And, of course, I'll be covering postseason baseball as well as plenty of the NFL. I'm a huge NFL guy with some college football as well. That's actually I'll be covering a lot of. Once baseball season ends, college football is going to be pretty much every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of lame, but it is what it is. Appreciate it, you guys. Again, we'll go one more time through. Again, shout out all the members. Appreciate all of you guys. Hammer, Trisk, Chris, Coffee, who's our sponsor of this segment that's about to be happening. Hammer, again, with all the gifted subs. Hammer, again, Rising Rhino, Magic Man, Draven, Abacus, Flinch, Hugh, Rolling with Randy, Christian, Jason, Sean, SGA, and Chris. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. So definitely appreciate you guys. Of course, again, around the league, the Orioles defeat the Pirates 3-2. That's official. That's a lame, but it is what it is. The Nationals over the Marlins 7-4. The Cubs over the, thank you for being in my face there again. There you go. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Orioles, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Pirates. The Astros lead the Blue Jays 3-1. Tigers leading the Yankees 11-2. Rays leading the White Sox 5-4. It's all tied up in Texas. Brewers and the Rangers. Final scores: the Indians over the Royals 2-0, and the Phillies all over the Mets 9-3. So yeah, that's a bummer, but it is what it is. Again, I'll be back tomorrow. I might redirect you guys somewhere, so bear with me, folks. But again, make sure, again, to like and subscribe for more play-by-play again. Same time tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. So definitely subscribe to the channel, as I will, again, try to redirect you to a more positive vibe right now. I think that's what I can do. He's on. I might as well go and send you guys to the victory party over there. I'll catch you there. Y'all have a good one. Good night. See you tomorrow.